Hi, everybody. Welcome to Fight Net Radio. Lee Honish, Andrew Labouche, Miguel Antonio Barragan, bringing you the wonderful world of boxing. That's right. You're starting off with a little America. Fuck yeah. Way to go.
It actually would have made. Whoa, what are they doing? it actually would have made more sense if Deontay would have won, but all right.
Well, I'm going to tell you why. What did we learn between Usyk, Joshua, and Fury, Wilder? It's America. Fuck yeah. That's where you want to make it in heavyweight division. Boxing. Thank you. That's the point. This show is about boxing. We do it each and every week. First and foremost, we would love for you guys to go to our Facebook page. There's a lot of places you can go. First of all, go to fightnetradio.media. You can follow Fight Net Radio on Facebook, YouTube. You can follow me on Instagram. You can follow Fight Fiend Migs on YouTube and Instagram. And you can get all the latest news. We have all the feeds. But more importantly, you can find all the different ways to listen to us. How cool is that? So we could talk about the news, which I tell you, I am fucking hunting to find decent news stories, or we can just jump right into it. So how do you want to play it? I'll put it out for a vote. I start with you, Andrew. Do you just want to go into the fight card, or do you want to hunt for news?
Lee, what do you think the people are hunting for on the internet is really what you should go for, right?
Well, considering I did a teaser 4 hours ago about just talking about the fight.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty funny. I already named the show before we started because I think it was appropriate, and it's kind of how I feel about life. When karma fucks you, I want you to scream my name. And quotes from our guest today. Today on the show, we will have Top Rank Bob. He was quoted as saying to me here in the studio, "You schmuck, you had it coming." I don't know if that was directed at me or if that was directed at Deontay Wilder. He looked like he slept through the press conference personally. The Golden Boy, who was in attendance at the fight last night with shades on, looking rather hangover-ish, has called in already, said he will be on the show at some point. His exact quote that he wanted me to put up for everybody: "He didn't go out like a bitch like me." I don't know exactly what that means. Andrew, do you think he's referencing the times he took a dive to drop weight and get paid? I feel
it's possible. Deontay was not hitting the canvas when he went down.
And Harold Letterman, who spells his name differently than the actual Harold Letterman. Notice I was very delicate about the way I spelled these names. By the way, I actually got people who wrote to me and said it's a D instead of a T. Yeah, I know. I double-checked my work, actually. He said he had the score. The fight scored 69-120. John L. Sullivan is killing Jack Johnson. I don't know what that means either. Hopefully, Harold Letterman will be joining us from heaven today to chime in. And a bunch of other surprises. I don't want to say too much, but I know that I did send Ghost Dog Max to the fight. So you never know, Andrew. You never know. You might get to talk to your dog today. I don't know. I don't know. I try to keep it out there. First and foremost, we always check in with the guys. And today's check-in will be how we watch the fight. And then we will talk about the undercard. And then we will talk about the coup de grace. First and foremost, I start with Andrew Labouche. How'd you watch the fight? Who'd you watch the fight with? And was it an enjoyable time?
Yeah, it was just me and the family. We watched it here at the house. I think we had Mountain Mike's yesterday. So
Mountain Mike's. Is it good? I think I've heard about it when I'm in NoCal.
Yes. It's decent. I always tell you, Lee, I work a lot in the city, so I'm spoiled with the pizza in San Francisco, but Mountain Mike's is fine for a fast food.
Is it? What's your preferable pizza of choice, Andrew?
In the city, it's just pepperoni. Mountain Mike's, it's a traditional combination.
Cool. Do you have a particular brand you like, or can you eat any pizza? Like a savage?
Any.
Really?
Any pizza in the city. In the city. No, I can't eat all fast food pizza. Little Caesars, Round Tables, Domino.
Yeah,
no,
those
no,
are shit.
no.
We all agree.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's exciting. And just so that we can get it out of the way, what did Junior think of the fight?
You know what? He liked it. Yeah, he didn't really have anything. He didn't stand out too much. He stood up the whole fight. That was a first. So
Wow,
that was pretty good. Yeah, but I don't remember him saying anything.
He doesn't have
much.
a drop the mic moment about this one?
Nah. No.
All right. As always, our other intrepid reporter, Miguel Antonio Barragan, and our sensitivity expert. Where and how did you watch the fight, big man?
I saw it in my living room on my my desktop. Yes, we do have a desktop still.
With Pops?
With Pops, as always, of course, in the background yelling.
Okay.
So definitely watched it there. Watched it at home, just chilling, basically in the living room. Of course, I did not order the pay-per-view, so you're probably wondering how I did watch it. Thank you, VIP Box. But yes, that's exactly how I watched it, chilling in my living room with my Pops.
Excellent. And do we have any drop the mics out of Pops?
Yeah. Probably too many at this point, because I lost count as to how many drop the mics he had yesterday. But yeah, I'm sure we'll get into those later. Right off the bat, I can't think of one, but I'm sure there were several.
I'm sure there were. And I actually watched it here at the Perfect Blue Studios, which if you saw the video of our pre-show, I got to shoot nice brand new video. Was hoping to do it again for you today, but still technology problems linger with Andrew, which means I'm going to have to get a laptop, set up the laptop. And then I know he has a camera.
What do you mean? You always have stuff for me to download. What are you talking about? I clicked on your fucking button.
Everybody has Zoom, dude. Everybody.
Don't start with that. Everybody has Zoom. Don't even start with that shit.
Don't stick your head out and ask everybody in your household. I guarantee every.
No, they don't. All right, it would be on this stupid fucking tablet right here, Lee.
Because that's Junior's tablet. They only let you play with the things you can't break, Andrew. Admit it.
Every fucking show we're doing something different. Oh, call in. Oh,
we are not. I only said call in yesterday because you were working. Done the show on Skype the same way.
Skype, I go one button, boom, says join meeting, boom, we're on.
All right. Skype.
Dude, that should be a commercial for Skype.
I know.
Yeah,
Shameless
we're the
plug.
only fuckers in America using Skype. So Skype, call me. It's perfectbluestudios.io.
I still got AOL too. I always get teased for that.
AOL, god damn, dude.
I am instant message.
On a brighter note, Top Rank has Remember Fight Net Radio. I will be going on Friday to the Emmanuel Navarrete fight down at the sports arena. Why is that sports arena famous, Andrew?
I don't know. What happened?
San Diego Sports Arena?
Oh, that's where you fought at. I'm sorry.
It's like the last time you were there, too, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now it's, I think, the Pachanga Arena or some horseshit name like that. But, yeah. Yeah, I don't think I've been there since I fought there. I think I may have gone. Wait, I take it back. Wait, wasn't there a pay-per-view event, Miguel? Correct me if I'm wrong. Like Taboo Thursday or Taboo Tuesday pay-per-view.
The last one I remember is like
there was one in San Diego that had
98.
Flair versus somebody and I Quit match, and I went to that.
It was like 98, dude.
Yeah,
like, seriously, it was that long ago.
Wow. Okay, so not true. The last time I was there is when I fought Bonaducci. Wow. Go figure that one out. All right, everybody, we got all that. Oh, you're asking me. Yes, I watched it here at the Perfect Blue Studios. A bunch of people promised to come over. I made a bunch of keto food because they were all goddamn weightlifters and, workout people, and nobody showed up. So fuck them. And it was just me and Killian. If you don't remember Killian, he's the guy who steps in every once in a while, and I'll probably record some audio on Friday at the fights. I had to tell him the rules for being media on Friday. He goes, we don't get to yell. We don't get to yell. Yeah. What do we get to do? We get to sit there. What about the press conference? They don't do press conferences right now. What do we sit there? Do they feed us? I don't think so. Not right now.
Not at this fight.
I don't even know if people are going to be there. I only found out about it because I was on the Top Rank website seeing if they were taking credentials again one day. And I went, Jesus Christ, there's a fight in 2 weeks in San Diego. How do I not know about it? Not to mention the contact that I knew that I invested gallons of coffee into to make friends with is no longer doing the credentials, which means
she's not really?
She's not there anymore. Somebody
Dang.
new.
All right.
She really liked me. I don't know why.
Yeah,
I'm
she did. I got her coffee that one time, and I was like, "This is on behalf of Lee," and it's like, "Oh, really?" Like, yes, really.
I am such a turd. I don't know why people like me at all. I'm not even sure after all these years why you guys still like me. Oh my God. A note from Sam Navajero right now while we're doing the show.
Yeah,
Your
saying
title
hurry
of
up and
your
talk
show
about
this
the
week
fucking
should be-
fight.
Well, your title for the show this week should be How Does the WBC Find a Way to Fuck Dillian White Again? You know, that's not bad, Sam. And you actually made the show live, if you can believe that shit.
Yeah.
Uh,
Perfect time.
it is great timing. Should I tell him you're on the show right now?
I got the WBC needs to stop allowing Suleiman to dress the fighters after the fight. It's getting a little creepy.
Giving them a T-shirt or what?
Yeah, and he's dressing them though. He's literally putting it on like a dad to his son. Like you didn't see him last night, and he does it all the time, and it's getting old, and no one cares. What the fuck does the T-shirt represent, Miguel? What does it represent? Nothing.
Yeah.
So why are you dressing? It's almost like he has the foot fetish. Who's the butler on the Adam Sandler movie? You are very sneaky. He's that guy.
The Mr. Deeds guy or whatever.
Yeah, he just wants to change your socks. You got to let me change your socks. It's like if you get a WBC belt, it's only because you let him change your shirt.
I want his mask. I want Suleiman's mask. Oh, by the way, if anybody didn't see the Schmuck video, which is now my favorite thing, it's even better than the Get the Fuck Out of Here video. The Schmuck video where he calls Teofimo Lopez a schmuck.
A schmuck, yeah.
Is the funniest shit I've ever seen. Damn. You schmuck! You can't fight at a catch weight for both sets of title. And literally Teofimo goes, but what about so-so? Yeah, but that was... And he was about to say it on camera, and then he corrected. I think Bob was about to go, yeah, but they paid for that horse shit.
Yeah.
And then he stopped himself, and he's like, where's Suleiman?
Yeah.
No. No, you are a schmuck. Oh my God, great video. I highly recommend checking it out.
He had a very hard week. He got fired on 2 reporters. Then he went off on Teofimo Lopez. His guy won, so it ended well. But yeah, Bob was not playing around.
He would have been
sat
super
there
grumpy
for the
had
entire fight card, man. He was ring camera center the entire night with his assistant, or I guess the girl who gives him hand jobs. We'll have to ask him. Who was she? Top rank, Bob.
I didn't see her.
Who was who? The girl sitting next to you. There was a girl sitting next to me for the entire fight, and then there were like 3 blondes that showed up and talked to her, and you talked to them.
Lee,
there was a black.
You're giving them too much respect. At this age, it's just some nurse that takes his blood pressure during the night. They got to make sure.
She gives me a hand.
Make sure he's got his sleep apnea machine on.
Yeah. He's taking his medication.
Hold on. Joining us live on the show is Sam Navajero. Haha, mate. Hurry up and upload the episode, please. I need to hear your thoughts so I can parrot them to people that ask me about the weekends. I'm making it more English than anything else. Fuck, that's fucking hilarious. All right, everybody, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the undercard first. All of us seem to sadistically watch the entire card. And actually, 2 of the 3 undercard fights actually performed better than I generally expected. I mean, to be perfectly honest. Miguel, the first undercard, since I don't have it up, it wasn't where I thought it would be, actually. Refresh my memory. It was a 2-round knockout.
Baby Jarrett.
Yeah, yeah. Big baby. The real.
Right. Against that fat ass Russian dude.
The other big baby is just like me and likes clenbuterol and testosterone. And by the way, this is an ad for clenbuterol. If you want to lose dramatic weight and get muscle tone, go see my video on our Facebook page. I can't stress it enough. Man, look at this. This is like a testimony to clenbuterol on our website with the video of me from last night. Look at that. Jesus Christ. Go run that dude in the
The
Olympics.
gun show. The gun show.
It's so ridiculous. Testosterone and clenbuterol and hard training will get you that. Woo! That
Okay,
is
just
so
to see.
ridiculous, Andrew. I didn't even look like that when I fought the douche in San Diego. Look at the trapezius muscles on me. They're almost ridiculous at this point. I digress. You should go watch the Pick'em show because Miguel and I did exceptionally well. All right. Big Baby, Real Baby Miller handled his scandal for Bob, I believe. This is the replacement to the other Baby Miller, who we haven't heard from. I assume he's running the Kentucky Derby. So I start with you, Miguel. What did you see out of the real Big Baby Miller?
Not much. I mean, let's be real. The dude who he was up in there against hadn't been in the ring in over 2 fucking years. Dude looked like he had bitch tits when he got on the fucking scale. Like it was bad. I mean, the guy was basically there to to get paid. Really, it really looked from the jump that he was not. What's his name? Vladimir or something. I can't pronounce the last name. He was
Vladimir Tishkin.
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 Okay, I'll take it.
Hashtag MTK. Came
Yeah,
over in
exactly.
a car. Yeah, you know
That
what?
was
That's
his
the guy-
payment,
By
his
the
green
way,
card
for the record,
payment.
for all you aluminum, you know all those people who are going to the parent-teachers meetings and screaming about child trafficking and masks. They're actually, you should get it right. It's about boxers being trafficked. And Tishkin was just killed last night because he didn't win the fight. You should all feel ashamed of yourselves. Go ahead.
Yeah, so he stepped in as an opponent, and that's basically all he really was. It looked like he wasn't even really interested to be in there. A couple of times, it looked like he was a little nervous. He was like switched from southpaw to orthodox and back and forth. So it wasn't his greatest performance, obviously, even though he was undefeated and fought pretty much nobody. But yeah, I didn't see too much out of Anderson. I mean, it was the same thing that we've seen before. He hasn't been tested really yet, and we didn't see a test yesterday. So, I mean, did we learn anything new? Not really. I mean, he's still on the rise, and they're still giving him these stiffs that he can take out pretty easily, and he's continuing to do it. So, credit to him. He's doing his part. He's winning and, looking as impressive as he possibly can against lower level competition. But did we see anything new or anything different, anything exciting? Not really, no.
Andrew Labouche?
Yeah, it was a very fast fight. I don't know what we could take from it besides the fact that he got him out of there in a reasonable time, kept his knockout streak going, or started one. I don't even know if he has one going, but he does, right? He's got all knockouts?
No,
Yeah, a
all
few.
knockouts. He's killing it.
Yeah, so he keeps that going, and yeah, it was a mismatch. I mean, Miguel, good knowledge on the hadn't fought in 2 years. I must have missed that. They were both undefeated, correct?
Yes, they were.
Yeah, so that's what I caught. That's what I caught when the fight started. So I was like, all right, well, they're already putting him in against undefeated guys. And then bing, bang, boom, he was out of there. I was like, oh, shit. So, yeah, decent showing, but I guess you can't take too much away if it's true that he hasn't fought in 2 years.
Yeah. Which that gave us a 45-minute gap. Now, apparently you guys, for those of you, I paid for the internet, so I got a completely different feed with Christina Porchner. Oh my God, I'm so lucky to be here. Easy, bitch. Suck a dick.
I think she is.
Obviously. I mean, it sounds like she knows about boxing, but she is really bad. Who's the guy who does Triller and Fox, Miguel? That was who
Ray
the other
Flores.
guy. What's his name?
Ray Flores?
Yeah, it was Ray Flores and Christina Porchner on the
Mm.
internet feed.
Oh, yeah, that should be like the PBC feed, I think. No? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, they're the ones who got to sell. Whoever got to sell it. That's what
He bought the
Physi-
PBC feed.
Yeah. Well,
I think
Well,
it was. Like
it was
strictly
pretty. It
PBC,
was.
I think.
It was rather awful at the very
It was
least.
just awful.
I mean, and they had to fill, and they filled badly. And that's when you guys were texting about what you were watching and what you were listening to, and it was happening on ours too. Ray did this as well. What is the Lennox thing that was happening?
Yeah, I don't know.
They did it on our broadcast. When you said it, I'm like, what? Because then I figured out we were watching two different broadcasts. And then Ray did Lennox. And I went, what the fuck? Did he correct
I'm
everybody
wondering if,
before the
like,
fight?
Yeah, I'm wondering if Lewis. Well, I mean, not even. I want to say this is the first time I've heard Brian Kenny say that because that's why I heard it first from Brian Kenny, and I'm like, damn, did I miss something? Did like Lennox or Lennox like at some point in the recent past like corrected him and said, "Hey, this is actually how you pronounce it," because he's an Englishman or something. I don't fucking know, but I've never heard that pronounced that way until I started hearing him say it. I'm like, why does he keep calling him that?
Lennox.
Yeah.
Lennox. For sure. Andrew, did you guys get like really dopey, sappy 45 minutes of video building up for this fight that we're looking at right now? Like I did. I got an incredible storytelling of the Helenius Kaunaski fight as my build up to the next fight. They didn't really start till they had the big gap after this fight doing the main event and started to tell that story. But the wow, that's what you guys put on the air as highlights? What a bunch of douchebags at boxing now. Jesus. How did those guys fill time? Was it any good? I'll ask you, Andrew. Did you pick up anything?
Lee, I don't really remember how they filled the time. I think there was some interviews with with both fighters, but I wasn't paying attention to that too much.
All right. Miguel, did you pick up anything from anything?
From a what?
Did you pick up anything? When they had to fill? Was there anything good?
I was not really, because like once we noticing that they were trying to stall, we just like switched it over, because like we have my TV is the way it's, or my living room I should say, the way it's configured. It's like the desktop is in front of me and my TV is behind me, so we just switched over. We're watching some soccer game or something like that, so we basically were watching that in the meantime. But once we noticed that they started headed to the ring, that's when we kind of like put the volume back up, because we actually lowered it to avoid all the damn stalling. So I didn't catch a damn thing until like that first bell rang for this one here.
Wow. There you go, which takes us to the second fight of the evening, Kaunaski versus Helenius. And let's just, there we go, somebody with their iPhone. Perfect. Okay. What a fucking shit show this was. First of all, from my perspective, the Polak came in the flabbier, fucked up, and failing at boxing skill in general. Like, I couldn't figure out, like, there was no change in his behavior whatsoever from the previous fight, except for the fact he got fucked up faster in this fight than he did in the previous fight. And he went full Galata in this fight and launched a number of low blows repeatedly until he basically fouled out of the fight. Hopefully this is the end of the Kaunaski experience with the PBC. This was their offering for the fight card. So I start with you, Miguel. What did you think of Kaunaski versus Robert Helenius?
Well, I was surprised. I was expecting a better performance from Kaunaski. I was thinking like, okay, he's going to come in here, learn from the first fight, and he's going to basically fix whatever errors he was committing in that first fight. And it did not look like he changed the damn bit. Like, he came in the exact same fucking way, head first, like a bull, basically leaning with his head forward and basically receiving punches. He seems to have absolutely no idea how to deal with taller opponents. It doesn't look like he has an idea how to freaking cut off the ring. It didn't look like he had a game plan, honestly. I think they mentioned in the earlier in the broadcast that he just had a kid or something. Unless I was mistaken, I think they might have been talking about Helenius, but I want to say they were talking about Kaunaski. So it looked like, sort of like Big Baby's opponent. He was there for the fucking paycheck, basically. So it did not look like he learned a goddamn thing. It really didn't even look like he was in there to win, because once he realized that he was not going to win this fight, he was not able to get inside the taller opponent, he basically looked for the door, and that's ultimately what happened with that DQ there. So I would not be surprised if PBC says fuck this guy and never puts him on a broadcast again.
Andrew,
it's very hard for me to say if he was there collecting a paycheck or not. The guy gets rocked in round one. Helenius had no respect for him. This is basically a carryover from the first fight of him just beating him up. And the fouls, yeah, you've seen it very early. He did a lot more than just low blows. He was punching behind the head during the breaks. You could see he was falling apart mentally. Kaunaski was, and so yeah, it just he took his first defeat, thought it was just a bad night, trained the exact same way, went in there thinking this time it would be a different story, and basically did not learn from his mistakes, and it was the same outcome, him losing by a knockout.
Joining us on the phone from Las Vegas, Nevada, from his suite, the Golden Boy himself. Go ahead, you're connected. Are you okay? Hey, bro. Oscar, are you okay? Hey, bro, can you talk quieter? I'm a little hungover, bro. Thank you. Listen, I wanted to make an announcement, bro. So that asshole, Andrew, and I guess that other guy, I didn't pay attention to you. I'm going to do a press conference here on Fight Night. So you two can ask me all the questions. I would like to announce that I have signed the Polish dude to a contract. And I'm really excited to have a Polak and racial diversity as part of Golden Boy Entertainment. I will now take questions. Thank you. Press release to follow. Well, that was exciting, huh?
Yeah.
Really? You didn't like that bit, Andrew? Really?
Did you guys see? Did you see him in the front row, Miguel?
See who?
Oscar.
Fucked up.
I did not.
You just sent me a clip. He's fucked up.
No shitting. Oh man, no, I did not.
Yeah, the only guy. You remember when wearing sunglasses in buildings at fights was like a cool thing, like 2 years ago, maybe or so. Yeah, Oscar's the only one last.
Hold on, joining us again from his suite is. Listen, bro.
So did he have a mask, Oscar? Did you have a mask and glasses?
Listen, bro. I was wearing the sunglasses because I had eye surgery that day. It wasn't because I was high on cocaine, all right? And maybe a little drunk. But that's a terrible rumor. That's a terrible rumor, prick. You're just still pissed off because I didn't give you the fucking autograph when you were a kid. So shut the fuck up. I still think I can kick your ass, bro. All right? I'm pretty sure. Just like I can that MMA dude I'm supposed to fight, all right? Just shut the fuck up. I mean, we should be talking about Kawasaki and how I signed him to a contract.
Did he really sign him? Is this news or what? Show me the news article. I don't even know if he's playing or if this is news.
Jesus Christ, Andrew. How long have you done this show?
Lee.
If it comes out of the... important note, if you're a first-time listener, if it comes out of the mouth of Top Rank Bob, the Golden Boy, Harold Letterman spelled with a T, Clarissa Shields, or Max Doggerman, I wouldn't take it as a gospel fact, Andrew. I just wouldn't. It's just an opportunity to spit in Oscar's eye. That's all. All right. Did we cover this fight enough? I mean, it's just sad. I mean, low blow after low blow.
It was one-sided ass whooping. I'm glad that it didn't last too long. For a second, when the referee called it off, I was like, "What? He looks fine." But then it wasn't until I can hear him, yelling to the judges like DQ. DQ is like, "Oh shit! All right, fuck yeah." He kind of put his foot down and said, "Yeah, let's get that. Let's get these guys out of here."
Which takes us to the co-main event of the evening, and what I would deem the snoozer, I guess, of the evening.
Yeah.
Because this is the one where Killian chimed in every 3 rounds laying next to me as he woke up from the fight. He literally kept waking up from watching the fight. Like he was watching it, he'd fade off and he'd pop awake and he would literally say, "What the fuck?" That's all he would say. I'm like, "Excuse me?" It's like, is this Ajaba guy going to throw a fucking punch? No, I don't think he is. And what we discovered was he was prepared not to throw anything other than 1 punch per round for an entire fight. I think whoever shot this video of the 4th round, it's the antithesis of every single fucking round in this fight. This is the worst heavyweight fight in boxing history. And crazier still, this Sanchez dude in the second half of the fight had gained such a lead. He started doing ollie shuffles and turning his back and doing all kinds of crazy shit. He dropped his hands. He'd stand right in front of Ajabagabagabagaba. I think Bob actually left his seat at one point He couldn't even watch the fight. So let's talk about Efe Ajaba and Frank Sanchez. Apparently, this person is now the mandatory for a title shot out of Alexander Usyk. I guess after whoever, right? Whoever, Joshua or Usyk. But this, I guess, Frank Sanchez, based on what Christina
No, that's
Porschner.
Helenius.
Is
Helenius
it?
is
Oh,
the
I'm
one that.
sorry, it's
Helenius?
Helenius. Wait,
Yeah,
that's a
Helenius
crazier
got the
fact
title
still,
shot.
that it's Helenius has got a title shot for Usyk.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me. That's fucking crazy. All right, just as crazy as if Frank
It's
Sanchez.
a good I don't know. Isn't it a good warm up fight for if they are building something towards him, and he has to get past Joshua, obviously, and I don't think they would do a Joshua rematch right into a Tyson Fury. Helenius, big, bald, white guy, 6'6", right?
Yep.
Might be a good build-up fight to Tyson Fury for Usyk if that is the path they go.
Yeah. So what did you think of Frank Sanchez? Andrew? It was awful.
It was a technical fight, yes.
Oh, workmanlike.
They were playing
There you
chess.
go.
They were playing chess in
Ring
there.
generalship.
I think a lot of us were already anticipating the main event, right? We're already walking. I was already texting my last few people about the main event or what was going on. So did I put too much time into this co-main? No, I didn't. Kind of just was listening to the commentary as I was walking around waiting for this fight to get over with.
I hear you. Miguel, what did you think?
Well, I mean, it was a snooze fest. I mean, every so often things, but I mean, like
One
looking
right
back
hand?
and yeah, pretty much.
Every so often it was like,
every
boom.
so often
Oh,
a
okay.
jab, and you see like a guy, I can't pronounce his last name, but
Ajaba.
when you see his
effing fucker,
effing,
Jajabog.
when you see effing's Cool Runnings dreadlocks flow up in his fucking face when he gets jabbed.
One for the money. Yeah, what was that? The Cool Runnings thing.
Yeah, the Jamaican bobsled team.
Yeah, right.
So once we see those flopping around every so often, and he gets tagged with something. But really, other than that, it was a total bore fest. And I mean, we looking back, of course, in retrospect, we probably should have seen it. Not trying to downplay, the skills of Cuban fighters, but I mean, this is kind of how they fight in general. This is how
right.
it is.
It seems like a lot of their fights are boring.
Yeah,
right.
the Lauras, the fucking Rigos, stuff like that. So they
little
back
too
it a little out there.
technical.
Exactly. Like they really, really focus on defense and making sure they don't get hit. And I get it, the art of hitting, not getting hit, of course. But I mean, it's in that order for a reason. Hit and then don't get hit, not just don't hit and then there's an opportunity to hit, then hit. Like no, you're supposed to hit first. But anyway, so yeah, it was pretty boring, and it was just looking at the clock, waiting for this shit to count down so we can get to the main event essentially.
Basically, I will give him credit, and I said this when we started the card at 6:00 for Killian. I said they're not going to walk until 8:30. First punch won't be thrown till 9. Well, they delivered along with a stall, the longest national anthem in American history. I don't even know.
Yeah, you know what? They did the fucking national anthems before they got in the ring. My dad was like, "Why the hell are they doing that? Like, don't they usually do it while they're already in the ring? Maybe I don't know." But anyway, it just seemed kind of strange.
That's the first time I've seen it before they actually hit the ring, which was kind of mind-boggling to me, right?
Yeah, I don't remember them doing that,
but yeah. So we got a long delay. Did they explain the delay on yours? Because Porschner did not know.
No.
I can't seem to understand why they're taking so long. It's gamesmanship.
Right, yeah, they're saying this was like some sort of ploy or something, right? Because what's his name? Wilder was supposed to, or did come into the ring first, and then he was like making, I don't know, like I don't know what the hell they were trying to explain that Wilder was doing, but this was some sort of plot on Wilder's part to try to make Fury wait.
Yeah,
like, I'm not sure what was going to accomplish.
Wilder will walk when Wilder wants to walk.
Jeez.
He was already talking third person
where they're going to have security
next
to him as he comes out of the fucking dressing room like Bill Goldberg.
So it took forever, and yes, they did the Bill Goldberg intro, blah, blah, blah. And then Tyson Fury came out and then did the epically douchey move of stopping halfway into the ring after having the weirdest gay gypsy thing start.
Yes.
Was that the craziest shit ever?
It
My
looked like,
son was definitely asking questions at this moment in the night.
it's like, Daddy, why do you have makeup?
Daddy, what's
The
that?
nails.
It's a gay
the
gypsy.
dancing.
It's a gay gypsy.
Yeah.
It was a gay gypsy, son. Try the words, Andrew. It was a
No.
gay gypsy, son. So we watched the gay
What's a
gypsy
non-binary
intro.
gypsy, son?
Then he came out to You Shook Me All Night Long, then walked halfway out, and then literally stopped and sang it staring at Deontay for a full good 2 or 3 minutes just to be a little douchey about it. And then we hit the ring.
I got a text from a cousin that said, "Is that the Spartan that's on Andy Ruiz's back?" When he seen Tyson Fury come out.
Yeah.
Yes, it's actually a picture of Tyson Fury. So they get in the ring. We finally get to go. The game is afoot. And let's recap what we said the outcomes would be. Andrew picked Tyson Fury straight up. Didn't give us any commitment to anything. Miguel, you said a round. You said round 9, correct?
I went between round 9 and round 10. Basically,
10,
it was one of the two.
And you took Tyson Fury by KO.
Correct.
I took Tyson Fury by KO, and then I learned that the betting was will go full 12 or won't go. So my bet of won't go parlayed with Tyson Fury by KO, which was, by the way, only minus 110. What easy money is that shit?
All right.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it when I found it. I went online and got both of those. So I was really happy about both of those. So I got about a 2-to-1 return if you took my parlay the way I gave it to you. You're all very welcome. It was 250. It was a plus 250 on the parlay of both of those items. So congratulations to everybody who made money from me again. Now, I actually thought it would be rounds 4, 5, and 6. I was completely wrong. I was very close in round 4. When he almost took him out in round 2 or 3. What? Let's go through this. All right.
Let me look at my scorecard.
Yeah. So
shit, how many endings did you guys have out there, Lee?
No, I always give very technical parlay announcements.
Hey,
all 3 of us picked Tyson Fury, basically. So let's just cut to the chase on that. We all got it right. All of you Deontay Wilder people. I'm going to say this, and I'm only going to say it one time, and I'm going to get it over with. Deontay Wilder showed more to me in this one fight while he was beat up and half asleep or whatever the fuck it was after he got chucked a few times because he got fucked up, right? He looked like he was out from about, round 5 or 6 on.
That's right. That's right. Good call there, Lee.
Right?
Yeah, round 5.
He went to the corner looking for them to stop it. I don't care what anybody says. Deontay Wilder wanted that fight stopped. There were a couple of times where I was convinced that he wanted it stopped. He got up every time. And not only did he get up, there were a couple of moments like round whatever, we'll talk about it in a minute, where he actually got Fury down. And then later on in the late rounds when he was getting fucked up consistently, he actually had flurries towards the end of some of these rounds that were borderline Rocky Balboa-esque of pulling it out of his ass, right? Mm-hmm. He showed heart. I will say that. He took his beating like a man. And that's why I entitled the show, When Karma Fucks You, Deontay Wilder, I want you to scream my name, Tyson Fury. Because all of you, this wasn't about gloves. This wasn't about the weight. They didn't stop the fight too soon. In fact, they should have stopped this fight a lot sooner in a lot of different spots. I think he took far too much punishment in that second half of the fight. So let's have a discussion about what we witnessed as possibly, it's going to be one of the better boxing trilogies for sure in heavyweight history. And it might be one of the greatest heavyweight fights that we've ever seen as well. So I start this time with you, Andrew Labouche. Take me through your thoughts of Fury Wilder 3.
Damn, you threw so much out there. You kind of threw me off at the end. Look, it's a great fight. I said it after the fight was done. Trilogy wise, Deontay, going in this fight, Deontay had the great equalizer, right? Maybe the greatest the sport has ever seen with his right hand. It doesn't matter where he's at in the fight. When he throws it, the whole crowd knows that it could be the punch that ends it. It almost happened again. But we knew that going in. What we learned last night was that he was willing to die in the ring.
He was.
That's about all we learned last night from Deontay Wilder. He was willing to die in the ring. His right hand was there. We knew that. We knew the power shot was there. And he almost got it, but you know, sometimes you need a little bit more than just one shot. The punches that he took, you know, it was so weird. It was like the jab would hurt him, but the right hand, the 1-2, wouldn't put his lights out in, you know, the 5th round, the 6th round. He was getting hurt almost in every single round. That's why when people are like, this is an epic trilogy, it's not Frazier, Ali. It's not Bo versus Holyfield. It's nowhere close. Listen, Tyson Fury dominated again. At the end of the night, he's ahead, I think, on one card by 4, the other cards by 2 or 3. You add in the other 2 points, he's going into the 12th round with 5, 4, and 6-point leads on the scorecards. This is not a close fight. The only thing that makes it close is, yes, the right hand. It's devastating. But as far as competitive, this trilogy, no, it wasn't. Tyson Fury has dominated this from the beginning. It's funny. I picked Tyson Fury 3 times in a row. You guys, guess what? I only put 400 in fight number 1. Of course, right? Of course. Only in the first fight where it was a draw. So whatever. 3 times in a row, Tyson has dominated this fight. Last night, it was exciting. It did have me on the edge, but seriously, Deontay looked so fucking hurt again. Yes, he had spurts. Oh, he threw 4 punches. Maybe something's going to happen, but then it wouldn't, and he'd go back to holding his arm, just wiggling every time he got hit, looking like he was, I don't know what he's doing in the corner, sleeping, praying.
Andrew, his ear got cut again.
Yes.
I mean, it wasn't a ruptured eardrum, Andrew. It just got
that's
cut.
At the very end.
Listen,
That's
this is the thing. I want to give you a message. My water was spiked. My ear was cut, and I was in control. That stupid referee didn't give me a 10 count. I could have gotten off the mat. I guarantee that's coming. I guarantee that's coming.
No, what's going to come is the long count, you guys, because Mora did kind of drop the ball there. I listen, and I hate that ESPN didn't clear that shit up for us. HBO would have showed why Mora stopped the count and told Deontay Wilder get in the corner. If Deontay got out of the neutral corner, he might have ruined his own knockout. I don't know if Tyson Fury, he's getting up like at 8 or 9, you guys, because Mora is fucking on 6 and then goes, get to your corner. Hey, get to your corner. And I look at my wife. I'm like, hey, what the fuck is going on here? What is going? He was on 6. Tyson's like looking around the ring. I don't know if he was all there. They have to show us. Listen, after the fight, I'm like, okay, at some point they're gonna show us this knockdown, man. They're gonna show us that Deontay's walking out of the neutral corner, doing his little stride, acting like he's all bad, and that's gonna make Mora stop. They never show us. They never fucking show. Oh yeah, Deontay's gonna be. As soon as Deontay watches the video, I didn't like the 1,000, 1,000. He's going slow as fuck, and then you stop to put someone in the neutral corner. It was all fishy. I don't know what happened there. I'm glad the internet kind of hasn't blown up with this yet. You didn't see too much.
No, they talked about it on the internet feed, though,
They didn't
Andrew.
even address it, honestly.
No,
They
they
didn't acknowledge it at all.
They did.
I know.
On the internet feed, and they talked about Mike Tyson and the infamous
Buster Douglas.
They did talk about it on the internet.
Yep.
And
that one's in clear. That one's on video, you guys. That side judge is clearly on. He's clearly on 4, and then the ref in the ring goes 1. You see, it's all on video. The guy in the corner says 4. The ref throws up a 1, and then rest is history.
Yeah.
Mike should have knocked out Douglas right there.
Which, by the way, doesn't matter because you're not going to overturn it. It's not going to be a fourth fight. By the way,
It
the
saved his
crazy
career.
Deontay fans want a fourth fight.
And Lee, doesn't it
Deontay
save
fans-
his career though?
Oh, what career? He's got brain damage from this fight. Like, he was fucked up. Like, all you have to do is watch this and learn that he can't stop a jab. I mean, this was the tale of we taught Deontay how to jab, but he's never boxed with a jab, so he can't be consistent with it. And this is the story of what happens when you send a heavyweight to Kronks. And Sugar did his job just like his uncle. It's his uncle, right?
No. You know what? I don't even know.
Yeah,
Maybe
he
he
is.
is.
Yeah, they're related.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
They're related. He's the nephew. He literally turned him into a devastating heavyweight. He doesn't just jab, he pushes that jab. Like, every jab he threw was with bad intention. You can see it here in the video that we're watching. He doesn't jab, like, it's not an arm jab. He's pushing forward and actually, railing the guy with the jab. And
He's also
go ahead.
he's also 6'9", right? You got to throw that in there. That's a big boy's jab right there.
It is a big boy jab, just
Yeah.
like it was for Klitschko and turned his career, just like Lennox Lewis. It's a game changer in the heavyweight division because heavyweights get so hung up about their one-punch knockout. And Fury, of course, being, as he puts it, nobody on the planet can beat me, right? He could easily be a guy who fights all his fights just mauling people in the corner because that was his plan. His plan was to go cut the distance after every punch and tie him up and put his weight on him. And that's why he came in heavier. Great game plan. He was just going to lean on him and wear his ass down and knock him out. And he did it. It's a pretty cut and dry affair. Miguel Antonio Barragan, what did you see?
Well, to echo what you were just saying, Lee, in regards to the Klitschko's, this was a Klitschko-esque performance. It was use the jab, lean on him, get him tired. This is what Klitschko did, and Lennox Lewis even. So this is just going back to Manny Stewart. So this we can see the Kronk influence in this, right? Seeing like the jab and then the leaning part. This is basically what AJ should have done with fucking Usyk. Pretty much is what he should have done. Used his weight, used his height advantage, of course the jab as well, and he did do his part. I'm talking about AJ at the time, but again, he didn't do this. This was the game plan that we were expecting from AJ, but nonetheless, it was Fury that performed it and executed it brilliantly. So first and foremost, what Andrew was saying about that great equalizer, that right hand. He was hurt as fuck, and he still managed to drop Fury. We all know he's got that devastating right hand, right?
It was earth-shattering. It actually moved his fat on the far side of the body in slow motion. That is the greatest slow-mo. He gets hit on the top of the head, above the ear, and it rolled. And
you see the shockwave, just the shockwave go down his fucking neck. And my dad is like, afterwards he got back up, right? And my dad was like, he's fine. I'm like, yes, I know he's fine, but my dad kept telling me like, Wilder's hurt, so his right hand isn't as hard. And I'm like, okay, yes, I get it, but he still hits hard as fucker than anybody else, for crying sake. So even at hurt, like there were a couple of times where Fury just seemed content with not getting out of the way of the punch, but rather just taking it. It's like, no, don't fucking take it.
That's
like it's still a right
That's
hand, dude. Like
right.
don't fucking take it. So I wasn't liking that.
Timothy Bradley, Miguel, Timothy Bradley was screaming somewhere at his house, he's not getting his head off the line, Andre. He's not getting his head off the line. You got to get your head off the line.
Yeah, exactly. And
he loves that
hear,
one.
We can hear him like just burst into vein saying that shit over and over. Brad was saying so. And then on about Wilder, dude, he looked like he was about to tip over any fucking second. Like he looked so unstable.
What kept him up?
You know what Andrew was saying earlier, how that a simple jab looked like it was gonna fucking tip him over. I was waiting for Fury to land the left fucking hook. He threw the 1-2 quite often and threw the jab, but he never finished the combination with the 3, right? Just typical 1-2-3. Jab, right, jab right. And then I could have sworn if he would have landed or thrown that 3, he would have taken him out earlier, but he didn't. All right. Nonetheless, he went ahead and gave him basically an opportunity and got dropped himself 2 times. This was really, really bad for Wilder. Obviously, we already know that, right? I mean, there were a couple of times here, like we're now watching the highlights, where it looked like the ropes were holding him up. I'm surprised they didn't call those knockdowns because, he basically fell into the ropes. But, it's irrelevant at this point because ultimately he got knocked the fuck out. This is basically what would have happened had Mark Breland not thrown in the towel in the second fight. What we saw here in the third fight, what was exactly how it would have transpired, it would have unfolded exactly the same had Breland not thrown in the towel. So had Wilder taken this ass whooping, then I'm not sure if we would have seen this third fight anyway. But nonetheless, he finally took the ass whooping this time, however he wanted it. No one threw in the towel. And the way me and Lee were basically hoping in yesterday's show or Friday's show that he was going to end up landing face first, landing face down on the canvas. And ultimately, there's where he ended up. So,
by the way, for the Rocky IV-esque moment, I don't know if it happened on your broadcast. They cut to Deontay's wife, who was in tears and screaming.
Yes.
At exactly the right moment. And then just shortly thereafter was the face plant on the video feed with the knockout. And I thought, well, that's about as close as it gets for me.
Mm-hmm. And we all say, we've said this before about Breland throwing in the towel in that second fight. He saved Deontay. If anybody still has doubts, watch this fucking fight again. That is exactly, because if Wilder would have taken this ass whooping, then there would have been no third fucking fight, period, But it happened, whatever, and it basically saved his fucking career. And now, is there going to be another Wilder still? Like, this was a really, really bad, not only did he get his ass handed to him hard? He got knocked down several times. He took a lot of shots.
Mentally beat.
He still, mentally beat, and then still got knocked the fuck out at the end of that. So it was bad trauma. So I don't know if we're gonna see him back in the ring again because it really was pretty fucking bad. But hey, this just shows that Breland knows what the fuck he's talking about by throwing in that towel and giving the, I guess, quote unquote, the luxury of a third fight for fucking Wilder. Wilder should thank Breland.
$40 million.
Yeah.
You should send 10% to Breland. So here's my first question. Is it my imagination, or was Tyson Fury literally talking to him through the whole fight and taunting him?
That's what we're missing on the reporting. Good call there, Lee. A lot of this, you guys, he was dictating this whole fight. All right. Yeah. He's in control. Deontay's backing up the whole night. He has the right hand. I get it. And we all know when he throws it, it's a scary thing. But really, the fourth round is his last stand. Everything after the fourth round is him getting beat up and maybe landing a punch that makes you go, oh shit, he's still in the fight.
Yeah.
But it's not like this thing's, it's Tyson Fury the last, I don't know, 7 rounds or so. It's all Fury.
Tyson Fury didn't show back up until the 6th. He was still not.
No. He beats him up in the 5th round. As soon as he comes back the next round and he's beating the shit out of Deontay all over. Deontay starts the holding the arm thing in round 5. Round 5. And then if you watch Malik Scott tells him, snap out of it. You're doing this to yourself. You need to be alert in there. You need to fight. And he's over there, eyes closed, looking like, I have no idea what was going on. I get it. The right hand. Listen, this is another thing. I always talk about crowds can make things look a lot bigger than what they are. There was a lot of moments in there. Everyone's betting on the Deontay Wilder knockout to score some big money in that arena. Deontay's missing fucking 5 out of 6 shots. The crowd's screaming. Everyone's acting. When you watch the replay, you're like, yeah, he didn't land too much there. Missed a lot.
He missed a lot in slow-mo.
But the crowd is screaming. You see how it can make things look like they're going away when they're really not. It's very hard to judge fights when you have a crowd that's so into it like they were last night. Every punch was a knockout punch. Every punch was not landing, though. A lot of them weren't on Deontay's side. You guys, when he had Fury hurt, dude, he misses like the next 5 punches in a row. And he's fucking right hand, left hook, and Tyson's just going up and down. Tyson's not, he's not looking beautiful himself. He's kind of doing the fat boy bob and weave, and he's getting away with it because Deontay, that's accuracy has always been Deontay's problem, right? So, but yeah, you watch the replay, he's missing all over the place, but the crowd's screaming, yeah, and they're like, oh, Deontay's coming back. Really, is he? Every time fucking Wilder threw, bam, jab. Bam, jab, bam, jab, right hand. Then you'd go into him, you see him talking to him. Bam, uppercut. He'd go into him, talking to him, right hand. I mean, it was he was he wanted to ruin them. I don't think Fury wants to come out in public and maybe say that he was trying to ruin them, but in the ring last night,
Yeah,
the way
it
he
did
was
look like it.
fighting,
Yeah.
it did look like he was trying to ruin them. And he did.
It was there were definitely, because I was watching it like a mental patient trying to block out Christina Parshner. It looks like, I'm gonna hit you. I'm gonna hit you. Boom! I just hit you. And he'd walk away looking at him. Watch my hand. Watch my hand. Here I come. He was doing all that shit, and it was playing with Deontay. Like there was nothing he could do with it after the 6th round. Like it was just a mental and physical beatdown of. They keep saying, well, this is number 1 and this is number 2. I don't believe that. I still will go to my grave saying this about Deontay Wilder. You brought him up in the division as a champion, got fed opponents. He never fought anybody of any skill level until he got to Tyson Fury, and Tyson Fury ran him over for 3 straight fights. Bottom line.
Yeah.
Everybody else just shut the fuck up. He got beat for 30 rounds. Period.
Yeah, if you look at the rounds, if you total all their rounds together, he wins maybe 5 and loses 25.
I'll be nice. I'll give him 6 rounds overall.
Right.
He lost 30
24
rounds over 3 fights. Yeah. And
I
Jack Dunn
only went.
Yeah.
Some of them didn't go the distance, Lee. He gets knocked out in the 7th and then knocked out in the 11th.
And
so they don't even go the distance.
Andrew, what you were saying earlier about the fans kind of being involved to where like it could skew your thinking for maybe like for Wilder in some of these rounds, because he is throwing, and anything that comes close, they fucking go crazy. I think that's one of the reasons why this trilogy seems like it's so close when it wasn't. When it really wasn't. Like if we look at as an overall picture of the 3 fucking fights, it's like Tyson was clearly the better fighter, and it was that great equalizer. There's a right hand that kind of equalized things every so often, but by and large it was Tyson handling them for the majority of the fucking trilogy.
Who has Deontay fought for him to think the way he does?
Maybe Luis Ortiz. I mean, but Luis Ortiz is like 40.
And he did it.
That's about it.
And didn't he have to come back from the come from behind to beat Ortiz? So technically he was getting outsmarted in the Ortiz fight too, and he was just able to end it with the knockout. So this
until Al Heyman talked to him in the corner. What are you doing, asshole?
No, the power is real. The power is real. Unfortunately, everything else is so bad on Deontay. Like, look, you guys, the fact that he could take a punch, that means nothing when you face the legends, okay? You standing in front of Mike Tyson at 21, 22 years old, it doesn't matter that you could take a punch. He's going to light your ass up. You have no defense. You don't last long in fights. It's going to be bad. Evander Holyfield, Foreman, so the heart only goes so far when you put him up against legends. The same goes for Tyson Fury. You know what? Those flaws that he has, that laziness that he has in the ring, he's a big man. He's the biggest, possibly the boxing has ever seen in the heavyweight, as far as a heavyweight champion, 6'9", 277. I don't remember anyone else coming in that big. So he has that going for him when you match him up against everyone else. But the chin, getting dropped 4 times by Deontay Wilder, getting dropped by a cruiserweight, Steve Cunningham moves up and drops him in the heavyweight division. The fact that his defense is sometimes it just goes out the window. No, you know what? Lennox Lewis drops a right hand on you. Lennox Lewis stood 6'6". Klitschko, I think, was 6'7". These are big men too. You can't take right hands from them right on your chin like he was trying to do at Deontay. So I think even Lennox Lewis still has an argument. Tyson, look, what sucks right now, you guys, this might be the peak of Tyson's career.
Yeah.
Usyk, I just don't know if he's ever going to get that momentum. He might be a Triple G. He might be a Lomachenko. And while these guys are good, they're star fighters in boxing, they don't give the guys that beat them, they don't get an all-time level great ranking because of it. So I don't know. I don't know if Usyk is going to have, even with him beating Joshua, look, everyone's going to say Joshua is a dud. That's going to be Joshua's third fight. Klitschko is hella old when he beat him, and that's going to be it. This could be the peak of Tyson Fury. With this being the peak of him, I don't know if I say Lennox Lewis still has an argument for the greatest UK of all time.
Well, all right. There's two sets of things to discuss about this fight. Let's do the one that I'm going to enjoy the most, which is Deontay Wilder moving forward. And when I say that, first of all, who do we hear from first? Do we hear from Malik, his wife, or Deontay? I ask you, Andrew.
I think we're going to hear from Deontay. You know, it might be Malik. Malik speaks for them. They're brothers. Like they say, they tell us. That's a hard one, Lee.
It's a good one, too. It's a good one for a bet.
I will say he still has a PBC life. And as long as the PBC is around, Deontay Wilder will be fine. He as far as him fighting the big dogs, he'll get there because of money, but not because of skill. In the PBC, he can fight Kalinaki. No one will give a shit.
No,
the
he's not going to fight Kalinaki, but I'll bet you they had Helenius under contract. I could see Helenius.
Maybe. What about Andy Ruiz? That's a huge fight. They could put that on pay-per-view. It would sell within the PBC market. They haven't. Deontay has a life. It's just not going to be with the big boys. The top three.
He's a second-tier talent. He is not an elite fighter. We've been saying that since day one.
Last night, he might have ruined whatever talent he had left in him.
He might have become a third-tier fucking boxer last night.
Yeah.
All right. Miguel.
Down that he took.
Miguel, who do you think we'll hear from first?
I'm gonna say Malik. He's his mouthpiece, so I'm almost positive he's gonna be the one. Like they're gonna discuss it as like his attorney. They're gonna start discussing shit, behind closed doors, and then have him actually say it for him. And then shortly after, we're gonna hear from Deontay himself to just kind of like mimic what fucking Malik was saying. But yeah, or I'm almost positive we're gonna hear from Malik first.
All right, and now I go to you, Andrew. What excuse are they going to give for losing the fight? Are you going to go?
I read your mind, dude.
Right? Is it going to be quick knockout? Right? Is it going to be he broke his hand? Is it going to be he had ruptured ear?
You are right about the broken hand. That's already come out. Malik Scott has already said they broke their hand during the fight. Yes, sir. But the biggest one is going to, and you know what? Deontay's holding his left, though. He's holding his left hand. So, because the right hand, I believe, is the one that had surgery, but he's holding his left. So I really don't know.
I think what it is. I think he's so. I mean, he did it in the second fight as well. He might have done it in the first two, but I swear his left arm just doesn't have it seems like he gets tired of throwing the fucking jab, and to recoup some, he uses his right arm as a sling to kind of keep it up and not use it to hold it up or something like that, or not use his left the strength in his left arm to hold it up, because he came out throwing a ton of fucking jabs, right?
Yeah.
And this fight, he's going low. I think it's just
really
tired.
good. He looked good in the beginning.
His arm was tired or something. I don't know.
Miguel, what do you think the excuse will be?
Well, I mean, how many are we first and foremost? Because I know the first one.
Well, the first one. What's the first one?
Okay, it's going to be the long count. Of course, it's going to be the long count. We know the ref is gonna. They're gonna. They're gonna do the whole long count, 13 seconds or whatever the fuck Tyson Douglas was. But I'm almost positive they're gonna try to look. That's gonna be. That's gonna be the very first topic that Malik and Deontay are gonna be discussing behind closed doors before they say anything publicly as far as the reason for losing. So I'm almost positive that's gonna be it. It's gonna be something along the lines of look, watch the tape, look at this angle, and look at fucking Mora, telling me to go back to the corner or whatever the hell it was. So yeah, I'm sure that's gonna be the very first one. From what I've seen before the fight, he was complaining about the gloves still, so I'm sure that in this particular case, it looks like he actually chose this exact same style of glove, the Mexican style glove that fucking Fury used as well. So I'm not sure if he's gonna go that route or not, but I feel like that's gonna be his backup. That very first excuse is gonna be Mora for sure.
Okay.
Somebody has the tape and it needs to be released. I'm dead. Listen, it's not right that a big company like ESPN wouldn't make this come public and show that Mora was in the right, stopping that count at 6 and telling Deontay to get back in the neutral corner. Deontay might have fucked up his knockout victory if this is true. If he's dancing, remember when he was looking at his wife doing that little dance on the second fight when he dropped him in round 12?
Yeah, blowing the kiss.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine if there's a video of him doing that all the way to his corner or something? And he's like, no, hey, dumbass, get back in the fucking neutral corner. You just ruined your possible victory, your knockout victory, fucking being obnoxious. It would be insane if I guess that's what happened. He walks out, he does something, but ESPN they have to release it. Oh, I was so mad, you guys, because you want the fight, you want a trilogy to end with no controversy. We want to get over this matchup. I want to get over Deontay with his excuses and move on. And immediately, Andre Ward, who works for ESPN, he knew it right away. I don't know what Moore is doing with this count. I want to know why.
I think he's the only person that even mentioned it.
That's right. But he did. He did. He's seen it. I seen it. You guys seen it. So ESPN needs to go, hey, look, here's Deontay 5 feet away from his neutral corner. That's what stopped that count. Let's see it, though. If not, I agree with Deontay Wilder. That's some bullshit, man. That is some absolute. There's $100 million on the fucking line here. You're over here stopping a count on a second knockdown because you want me to get in a neutral corner?
I'm just glad he's building a new place to train for boxing that wasn't completely done. And, now he's got a place to work on, like a spare, place to work on.
In boxing, Lee, a lot of the times people get too much credit for being able to take beatdowns, right? And Deontay fell into that last night.
He took a great beatdown.
He took, and everyone's praising him for it. He's hot. It's almost as hot as he was in the first fight.
He's the number 2 man on the planet, Andrew.
Well, and I'm telling you, the PBC, Al Heyman will work with him. He will be back. Listen, you guys, I'm dead serious. I'm not even mad if they do him and Joshua, even after Joshua loses the Usyk for a second time. This is what boxing used to be. Boxing used to have fighters that had 4 or 5 defeats and would still give us the fight of the year, right? Arturo Gatti, Iran Barkley, some of these guys that had multiple losses, they're the one, right? Roberto Duran, I know he's great as hell, but shit, he had multiple losses when he was winning Ring Fighter of the Year late in his career himself. So, not all the time is everyone going to be fucking undefeated and all the belts. And Joshua versus Wilder, I'll still watch it. Let's do, these are 2 guys 6'6" versus 6'9". They both are chiseled. Let's do, as long as they, get some wins. I'm not saying I want to see them after they both take defeats again, but if they get some wins, I'm down to pay for that fight still. It doesn't mean that they have to go home. Oh, you got to retire. You have 2 defeats. It's over. No. It's dead serious. Andy Ruiz versus Deontay Wilder for a comeback fight. I love the shit out of that fight. It's not a bad fight.
I still think it's Wilder. Is that your pick for who he fights next?
Most definitely. Yes, because Deontay is making a lot of money right now. Andy Ruiz spends a lot of money. I think Al Heyman can work that deal. Give Andy like $5 million. The rest goes to Deontay.
Miguel.
No, absolutely not. They're going to avoid any heavy puncher, any guy who has potential to knock him the fuck out. They will absolutely stay with him. They're going to do what they should have done at the end of the or after the second fight, is give him a guy he can knock out, gain his confidence again, look like $1 million again, somebody who's a lower tier, maybe a Kalinowski, maybe someone else, maybe that a Jogbit for all I can care, but they're going to try to put him in there against a guy who's going to make Wilder look like $1 million, basically in wrestling terms, a jobber. Some guy who's going to do the job, lose, get knocked the fuck out spectacularly, and give Deontay his confidence back. I don't think they're going to go with Ruiz. I think it's too much of a risk after the beatdown that he got from Fury last night.
It will be Robert Helenius, and then he will be next in line to fight. He'll get the number 1 contender, or whatever fucking horseshit that is. I like it. It's a great angle.
They went with the trilogy because of money. Right. You have to remember, he's a $40 million fighter now. You've got to start naming fights that are going to generate this type of money. Right now, the only guy that I would see he being able to face on pay-per-view would be a Andy Ruiz who just had a pay-per-view with Chris Arreola. Andy has the one knockout over Joshua. I get that. He's not Tyson Fury as far as skill wise, as light on his feet, or so I think if Deontay can't beat Andy Ruiz,
but isn't it too much of a risk? You don't think it's too much of a risk?
No, but you'll get rid of him.
Ruiz,
you'll squeeze another buck out of him one way or the other. You keep it in house,
or you guys, it might be Deontay's own fault because he's asking for so much money. If he's not willing to come off of his 25 million, 20 million a fight, because I know he made 40 fighting Tyson. We get that. But now he's at least going to say, I want 20, 25 million. Well, fucking PBC don't have that in their Fox bank account. There's no fight on Fox that is going to get Deontay 20. It has to be a pay-per-view fight. And when you look at it at that angle, Robert Helenius, Kawanaki, these guys are not, this ain't selling shit. I think it has to be somebody. Deontay's in the big boy game now. Andy Ruiz is one of the lesser opponents in that big boy map. If you got him on the rankings, he's the lowest guy there. You can't beat him. You don't even deserve making 20 million anymore. If I'm Al Heyman, I think that's what I'm telling them. Or you're going to go back to making what, 5 million, 8 million, maybe 8 million. Their Fox deal is only 60 million, you guys. They can't put all of that money into one fight when they have a whole year they're supposed to pay fighters.
I agree. All right, let's talk about Tyson Fury for a brief second. Tyson Fury at the press conference, which I watched, hoping Deontay would show. Of course he didn't. Said that he has spent a lot of time away from his lovely, lovely wife, and he's going to go home with his lovely, lovely wife and their brand new baby and spend some time at home. Much deserved. And but everybody said the same thing. He's going to fight in the UK. He's going to stay home. He's going to get the Dillian White fight next in the UK, more than likely. How do you feel about the chances of Dillian White against Tyson Fury, Miguel?
Well, I mean, going back to Sam's suggestion for the title of this show, I don't think it's gonna happen. I feel bad for fucking White. I do. Just give him that diamond belt. Add those diamonds to the belt and just make him feel better about it, because he was complaining about it when he fucking took him back from Povetkin. But it's just, I don't think it's gonna happen. I really don't. As much as I want to see it, because he's earned it. Really, as he's lost it, he got it back again. No, they're gonna fuck him over once more, I'm sure.
Wow, that's kind of funny in an odd way. Andrew, do you think we get Dillian White, Tyson Fury?
Before I talk about that, I want to go back to his wife. Did you guys catch on after the interview after the fight when Tyson he's announcing thank yous to everyone, his team, his dad, his mom, his wife, the promoters, the guys that sponsored his wife. Hey, there's fucking 50 people around him, right? You see her little hand come up and tap, tap on his shoulder. That's it, Lee. It was a fucking tap, tap. I want to thank my wife, my beautiful wife. Oh, I was like, Tyson, you're a fucking man.
Translate the tap, tap for anybody.
Oh, you guys got to watch it.
Miguel's never been married, so when your wife tap, taps, that was her vagina.
Hey, that's right. That's fine. Hey, you're about to sleep on the couch. Hey, 2 taps, you guys, and all of a sudden his wife's name comes out of the mouth. It was awesome. Tyson Fury is total. Tyson Fury is
from your wife, Andrew. Does your wife have like a name for you, or does she just throw you a look when you're in trouble?
It's a look. It's a tap. Hey, that's all it was, man. We all know our wife's touch. See, you know what it is, Lee. Hey,
I know every single person I've ever gone out with, they all have a move. Some do the backhand to the chest on me. I get a lot of backhand to the chest.
The Ric Flair like chop.
Yeah, no, they're all, but they usually catch me in the breadbasket pretty hard. They do it backhand knuckles in, and I went, yeah. I'm not gonna take back what I just said.
Yeah, no, that to me that was the moment of Tyson. That was the big moment.
Always thank your vagina.
He got it right.
I guess the moral of the story here, and what I should really name the show, is always thank your vagina first.
Hey, Lee, Swear, hey, you guys, I'm swear, it's
Especially
worth
when there's
going.
pictures of you poolside staring at two
Hey,
chicks while you're half naked.
It is literally worth going back and watching. He thanks at least 30 fucking people. I'm over there. I'm with the husband, you guys. I'm like, oh, Tyson, you're fucking blowing it, dog. She's standing right behind you. Your wife is right. He's like,
Beautiful, 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 beautiful. This is how he said it. My beautiful, 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 beautiful. Yes, honey, I know. Beautiful, 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 beautiful wife.
Yeah.
And my baby.
It was classic.
In case my baby watches this down the road. Yeah, way to go. Way to go, Tyson. Who do you think he's going to fight next, Andrew?
Dillian White, that's not a bad name. Listen, Tyson's also in the making money. Dillian White and him probably could sell a lot of seats over the pond. It's coming home fight for him. It'll be huge. I can see it working. It's real hard to say. They've given us the Otis Wallins, though, right? So it really is hard to say with Tyson
Otis
Fury. So is that his name? I hope
Otto.
I got it.
It's Otto.
I
I like
Close
Otis
enough.
better. I like
Yeah,
Otis,
Otis.
a lot better.
We should call him that.
Yeah, so who knows?
Yeah, Otis. Yeah. With that said, how intriguing would it be to get Robert Helenius and steal the #1 contendership away from him? That would be great, wouldn't it?
It would be. It would be amazing, especially considering Helenius landed a ton of fucking uppercuts on Kalinowski last night, and then that's exactly the punch that Povetkin used to knock out fucking Dillian White. So he lands that fucking uppercut. I'm pretty sure White's going down.
Yeah, that
He
would.
felt the nails. I think that's what it is. I bet you she dug his nails right into his fucking back.
The
That's
That's
nail
how he was like, "Oh
move.
shit, my wife."
Yep.
That's like
Oh.
the under the table kick.
Yeah,
The under the
that
table
had to have
kick
been
is
what
the
it
one.
was. That's all right. Sorry, you guys. I'm still stuck on that.
No. I've got the nails.
So
I've got
it's-
the under the
It's
table
on the
kick.
unmistakable acrylic nails.
And then this is the most second common one out of all the ring bears. Asshole. What did you say, honey?
It's like, oh, you okay, honey? You okay? Okay.
You okay, honey? Do you need some water? No, asshole. Okay. I can't imagine why I'm single, Andrew. I can't imagine. Yes, all one of you female fans, hard to believe that this greatness is still single. All right, we got all of that funness out of the way. Overall, how would you rate your evening, Andrew?
I thought it was worth every cent. For this has been a long time.
What did you pay for the big pay-per-view?
80. I think it was 80,
Oof.
79,
Oof.
99.
Man,
No,
internet
but it was
feed
worth
for
it.
40 bucks. I didn't get the announcers. I paid 40.
It was worth it. I liked all the fights. I didn't have a problem with them. So no, I enjoyed last night, man. That was a hell of a heavyweight fight. Even Deontay. Props up to him. You will die in the ring. I'm totally.
Yeah.
I'm a believer. You don't need to throw the towel in on him. Just let him get it fucked up. That's it.
Absolutely. Miguel, what did you think of the evening?
I thoroughly enjoyed it. Going back to to really touch on some of the earlier prelims, Edgar Berlanga got really, really tested, so that was super fun to watch.
He got dropped, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
He got dropped.
And stunned a couple of times. I don't know how good that decision was, but nonetheless, we got J Rock on the undercard who got upset as well. So, and then Effing, who was undefeated. He got his O that went. So a couple of prospects, getting tested and some losing. It was
You got rid of the Pollock,
capped up.
too.
Yeah.
Hey,
Pollock.
Yeah,
you know what,
exactly.
Miguel?
Yeah.
I didn't know J Rock got lost on the end. So all the PBC
Oh yeah,
guys,
they started at noon.
Yeah, I didn't catch
All
the
the-
early
and
ones
it was all on
like
YouTube. They let that feed go for free. It was on
Yeah.
all.
the
no, but all
ESPN,
the it seems
ESPN
like all the
Plus.
PBC guys got their asses kicked yesterday.
Yeah,
Um,
and you know what?
yeah.
Like Effie used to be a PBC guy. He's
I
with
know.
Top Rank
He's
now,
now
but he
top
used to be-
rank.
yeah,
he had the top
basically
rank on
everybody-
his
The only
trunks.
two, I think, Helenius and Kalinowski, they're both PBC dudes anyway. So eventually, one way or another, it was going to be a PBC guy. But basically, damn near every PBC. And you know what? Speaking of which, have you guys seen that funny ass meme or GIF of PBC on Fox on their Instagram page, where it's got that old man with the fishing line, and then he's got the fucking championship belt, the WBC belt, and then they was it a photoshopped Fight Fury's face on there? No, have you guys seen? I'll send it to you guys. It's like some old school fucking insurance commercial where that guy has like the dollar on the fishing line. He's like, "Oh, you gotta be quicker than that." Right, and the girl's trying to reach for it. It's like, but PBC put that shit on there. I'm like, what the hell? They're like totally capping on their boy. Like, what the hell? They're bagging on fucking on Deontay. But that shit was hilarious. I'll send it to you guys. It's fucking funny.
Wow. All right. Well, I watched the internet feed, and Christina Porshner and Ray Flores were an abomination together. Their stalling when they had to stall was the most awkward, awful stalling that I've ever seen. Here's a fun fact. On Friday, I was trying to talk Killian into jumping in a jet and going to Vegas to watch the fight. He's like, all right, well, if you close 10 in sales today, I'll let you do that. I came very close. I'm like, meh, all right, whatever. And so we stayed in. We watched at the studio with no friends who made me cook all that goddamn food. I'll eat it, but Jesus Christ. That'll do it. I think coming up, I will be in San Diego. Are they only doing 3 fights? Like, I don't even know how they're doing this. There's been no announcements. There's nobody on this card. So am I just going to go to a fight where it's Navarrete and Joet Gonzalez, period, and that's the whole fight? Like, there's nothing else on the card announced, period. I've tried. This is the funny part of this whole crazy. Oh, sorry. There's nothing on the. This is crazy. I feel like I'm going to one of those fights that's only going to have 3 fights on it. Okay, let's see what they've got listed. Okay, there's nothing. There's just
at the top it says bout sheet. There you go.
Okay, let's see. Bout sheet and officials. What do we got? We got
a generic. We got a generic.
We're still working
5 days away.
TBA makes an appearance. All right.
5 days are 5 days away.
Wow.
I don't even know what to say about this. It's not starting at noon. So the credential I got, check this out. Doors open at 6. First fight at 6:30. Pay-per-view starts at 7. What? Are you really only having 2 fights? Like, I don't even understand how you're doing this. Like, did you really charge money, or are we just all going to
No, Lee, you're looking at the ESPN probably main events. They usually only have 2 fights on the ESPN card when they go to TV.
I joke you not. I'm going to show you
go to my
credential. No, I'm going to show you my credential, dude. It says it on my damn credential. Where is it? There's Fury Wilder. I obviously wait, come on. Top Rank. I got to show you because this is the craziest shit I've ever seen. Katie Neff. Yeah, here it is. Check this out. Okay. Friday. Doors open at 5. First fight on ESPN at 5:30. I shit you not, Andrew. I shit you not. And they're going to be done by 9 o'clock. This is like 3 or 4 fights. How do they expect people to pay money for this?
Damn.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Is that on Friday night?
Yeah. What Friday night fight? I'll go to the press conference and make sure that Killian's on here so I don't feel like a douche on. It seems pretty epically douchey, to be perfectly honest. But I've been to fights like this where they only put on 3 or 4 fights. What I don't understand is how they expect to get people to this event. I mean, this is a crazy set of events, right? Okay, so they're doing the Omni, which is right across the street. Okay, and then in the same salon at the Omni, they're doing the weigh-in. I'm gonna go because this should probably have food. Probably nothing I can eat. Should I call them and tell them I'm keto? It's like an airplane flight, right? Hey, I don't want the chicken or fish. I want the keto, whatever that is. It's hosted by Mark Shunock. Like, that should mean
what's the date of this fight? Is it on the 16th?
The what?
It's on the 16th,
it's next Friday.
Right?
It's on Friday the 15th. Yeah.
Oh, the 15th. Oh,
yeah,
I was like, they don't even have this.
Dude, this is hilarious. I found it on accident going through their website and thought, I'll throw in a credential. Top Rank likes me. On Saturday, DAZN is having a Tubba event with Mikey Garcia.
Hey, Lee.
Yeah.
Lee, you're absolutely right, dude.
Friday, the 15th, October 15th, 2021, Perchanga Arena, San Diego, California.
Mm-hmm.
One fight, Emmanuel Navarrete versus Juet Gonzalez. And that's it.
Dude,
There's
this
no
can't
undercard,
be
bro.
just one fight.
There's
It just
no-
can't be one
There's
fight.
gonna be, like,
who would
TBA
pay
versus
for
TBA.
one fight? His family? Does he have that much family in San Diego? Is that what we're doing?
That's how we got in, leader.
I'm
Like,
gonna be
this
the
fucking
only
league guy
press
applied
there?
again. All right, just set him over.
I'm gonna have to tell Killian in advance when we're like in a really. This is like going to Fresno, Andrew, where we had we were sitting at the front table, and I'm gonna have to tell Killian. He's gonna go, "Wow, do you always get like a spot right here?" No, there's no look around you. There's no other fucking press here.
Yes, you tell him this is only
Tell him.
VIP.
Yes,
This is
it's like we always get this treatment right here. This
Yeah. Oh my God, they love me. Jesus Christ.
is the reputation that
This is
FNR built.
this is an abomination, man.
Here's a pencil and a piece of paper. Take notes.
and half a table. You only get half of the table. You don't get. The
Yeah,
full
no,
table.
I'm gonna spread out. Oh, we don't have internet for this fight. It's too expensive.
fuck,
What?
no. Fuck,
You don't have
no.
internet?
Can they
What are
at
you
least give you a
talking
fucking
about?
food
It
voucher?
might be standing room only, Lee.
Oh my
might not even have
God.
a chair. Don't get comfortable.
It's
It's
like-
gonna be
Oh my God, they
your-
want
it's
you
a
to wear
bring
a
your own
mask.
chair.
You
It's a
can't go
bring
into
your own
locker
chair.
rooms. There's no interviews. You're basically just letting me watch the fight. I mean, that's basically, hey, come and watch the fight. We don't have anybody else showing up. We might need you to do some live scoring for TV, maybe.
Can you hold this sign?
Yeah.
That would
It's
be
like-
hilarious.
It's like, here's your
Now,
credential. Go to your seat. By the way, put these labels on those tables while you're out. When you're on the way there, please.
here's the reality. I don't even see Steve Kim making the drive from LA for this. Okay. Nobody's going to be there but me. It's going to be me and maybe Steve Kim. I can see that. I see this happening now. Oh, maybe Dan Rayfield stayed in town and he's coming to the fight. Oh, wouldn't that be great? He went from Vegas to San Diego. Oh, and it's just us sitting all at the front table. And they're like, hey, do you guys want to do live scoring? Sure. I would write crazy shit. How'd you score the last round? 69. What? Last time Lee's invited to a fight. I want to go to Latvia to see Maurice Brettas fight Artur Man. This is actually not a bad fight in Latvia, and it's not being televised. Brettas versus Man for the IBF Cruiserweight title is not this is not a horrible fight. And it's not televised. You got to be shitting me. Fights I actually want to see, and I can't see them. Did anybody know Mikey Garcia was fighting on Saturday?
Yes, and I found out a week ago. Literally a week ago, I found
Yeah,
out. I'm like,
no. Hey,
2
wait,
weeks
by the way, this fight I found out about a week ago. And it's
Yeah.
Joet Gonzalez. I mean, it's
Hey,
actually a fight.
I got a fucking calendar, like a regular old school calendar that I hang up, and then like I actually write the damn schedule. The fight schedule is on every weekend, and I'm like, what? Mikey Garcia? Is it the same Mikey Garcia? What the fuck? So I look, I'm like, oh, it is. What the hell? Like,
Where?
since when is he fighting? What the?
Where is it? Like, they're not even determining a place where the fight is. We've got this all set up, but we don't know where it's going to be just
What?
quite yet.
Oh Jesus Christ, Oxnard? I don't know.
This is crazy. This 15th and the 16th. So on the 15th, they've got a venue and one fight. And on the 16th, they've got a lot of fights and no venue. I'm just saying that Tommy Hearns should combine with Top Rank. And, this would be a good fight card. Put them together. I like this fight card. I like this as one fight card on Friday night. I do a lot. In fact, God, that would be a great fight night. I'd be very happy to be at this fight, in fact, but that's not going to happen. All right, that'll do it. Andrew, anything you'd like to say in closing?
No, that's it.
All right, Miguel, anything you'd like to say in closing?
Just to wrap up what we're talking about with this Fury and Wilder 3, there's a chance. Don't mark my words because I'm just don't quote me on this, but there's a chance that we might have seen the end of Deontay Wilder last night.
Damn.
Oh,
It's not to end on a sad note, but that ass whooping that he took. I mean, whether or not he'll ever be the same again, whether or not we'll see him in the ring is another story. But I think that Deontay Wilder is done.
well, on that note, that somber note of no more, in loving memory of Deontay, on the count of three, one Bombsy squad till this day out of all three of us. You guys ready? So it's Bombsy squad till this day. All right. 1, 2, 3. Bombsy squad till this day. You guys suck. Want to practice? I mean,
No, not
What?
really.
You guys not hear me? I said it.
how about your king? You feel better on 3?
Oh
Farewell
my
to our-
gosh.
Farewell to our king on 3. How's that? You like that better?
Long live the king.
Long live the
Long live the king.
Long live the Gypsy King.
Oh,
Oh yeah. Damn. Sorry, Deontay.
All right. On the count of 3, in loving memory of Deontay Wilder, may he rest in peace. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Long live the Gypsy
Long live
King.
the king.